Hey guys, okay, so I need to make this video really quickly because it is like 12 at night in my house, and as you can see, it's dark. No one's home except for me and my mom and my aunt, and uncle and my cousins. But okay, so story time on what happened about my dad. Okay, so I had grown up for I shouldn't really say for the past 14 years because he did end up coming into my life. So I had grown up for 10 years without my dad. Well, almost 11 years without my biological dad. By the time I had turned 10, he had came back. Like, I was just getting ready to turn 10 and he came back. I mean, I was really excited to meet him, like I was very happy because it was like, yay, it's my dad. My dad's home, y'all. Like, yay. But after a while, I just kind of wish that had never happened. And we'll get into that later. This same thing did happen to me when I was 4, but that is for a different story. If this video hits, I don't know, because y'all do end up getting likes pretty quickly, so I'm gonna say 100 likes. I'll do a story on that. Anyways, back to the story. So me and my dad did have some weekends together, and we hung out. He took me to the park, bought me new clothes, stuff like that, like how a normal father-daughter thing should be. And then when I moved to Colonial Beach and I had finally turned 10, before we had even moved, like I was finally 10 years old, getting ready to turn 11, he did end up going back and then came out. And I mean, I was very happy again because I was still my dad, and I was like, yay, he's home. And we still kept having our weekends and whatnot. But then I had figured out that my dad had schizophrenia. And it also seemed like he had a bipolar disorder because he would always change his mood. So, like, he had started doing some things that were very wrong to me. And till this day, I still kind of blame myself because I feel like maybe if I wasn't wearing what I was wearing, it would have never happened. If I had just, said no, it wouldn't have happened. But then I was like, no, because either way, I was still a kid. And I shouldn't have had that happen to me, and no one should. It had finally turned into like a month of this happening, and I told my mom. Like, when I turned 11, I had told my mom about what happened. And I mean, I was still kind of pretty scared about it, and it did mess with my mental health a lot. Like, I had very bad panic attacks, anxiety attacks, my depression had worsened. I ended up self-harming and having thoughts of, suicide. But, after I had started counseling, I've gotten better. But if this is happening to you, don't stay quiet. Speak up. Tell somebody. Because the more that you hold it and the more that you don't tell somebody, the worse it's gonna get and the more pain that you're gonna feel. it's better to speak up than when it finally does end, have to still carry that guilt in your chest because of what happened. But just know that it's never your fault. It's not because of what you're wearing. It's not because of how, you talk or you walk or anything. It's not anything to do with you. People that do that have problems. Problems that no one can understand. But I hope by hearing my story and knowing what happened, hopefully that the people that it's happening to see this and know that you should never stay quiet. You should always speak up. If it's to a teacher, a staff member at your school, your parents, a counselor, maybe an older sister, whoever it is, just tell somebody. It can't hurt you if they're already caught. So just think about it. But you should never have to go through that. No kid should. Girl or boy, trans or non-binary, no matter who you are, you shouldn't have to go through it. No matter what age, it doesn't matter. No one should have to go through it. This is a real problem in the world, and we all need to take it seriously. We shouldn't joke about it. We shouldn't tell people who have gone through it that, oh yeah, you deserved it. We should support them and let them know that they're not alone and that people care about them. Because deep down, they're still holding that, and that hurts. Like, you don't know what someone has been through until you hear their story. There's so much to my story that people don't know. And little bits of the way, y'all will hear the rest of my story. So, just take that into consideration. Don't judge somebody until you know their story. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you take my words into consideration. People that you have bullied, they never forget. Never. So, just take it into consideration. Think about everything. And don't stay silent. Speak up. We need people like that in the world. So, thank you guys for listening to my story. And if we get to 100 likes, I'll tell you about when I was 4.